All right, let's do it live on a Football Friday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. I am merely Bo. He is the great Z. I feel like this morning it was 60, and as we had a nice little siesta and enjoyed ourselves. A little fiesta, I suppose, would have been more appropriate.
Shorts.
We did shorts. We both shorted it up. But as I pulled back in here today, something changed. It's getting chillier.
It's gusty. The winds
Blustery.
are blowing. It's wild.
Winds of change.
The winds of change are blowing. Playoff winds.
What are we at?
I think this could be the winds that are of everything that was coming out of Michael Irvin last night that have made their ways up to here right now.
The autumn wind is a raider.
I got to tell you something. I found out something today that absolutely has blown my mind.
Advisory.
Yeah, there's wind advisory. That's right. Gusts up to 50.
Go ahead.
Did you know
Okay.
young Gabriel
Yep.
has never been on an airplane?
No, I did not know that.
Well, you do now.
That is, so is it always just a drive? I mean, that was my upbringing. I wasn't on a plane until I was, I want to say a sophomore in college was the first time I was on a plane.
Yeah, so we never flew anywhere. We never went far enough to fly. I mean, it always felt – plus, we weren't sure how my sister would do on flights.
Oh,
I have a
gotcha.
special needs sister.
That's right. Yep.
So, like, North Carolina is the furthest we go. We just drive it. It's
Yeah,
not
Yeah,
it's
it's not too
drivable.
bad.
It's a nice 8
Went to
hours.
Disney World once, drove that.
Oh, baby.
That's tough.
That's big.
That's a long ways.
I don't remember the first plane I was on, but I know that when I was
do.
in like 6th grade, I was in New Zealand and didn't get
That's-
there by walking.
no, you didn't do that.
I'm sure I flew down to L.A. once because I remember being on those planes where the wings came over the top of the plane and they had like multiple engines for this little short, squat plane that was kind of the forerunner of
like
a
with the-
regional jet.
the
They weren't propellers.
Yeah.
It was like a jet. So we go to L.A.
Yeah.
and I go to Tucson.
Yeah.
Now, I've driven that as well.
People don't understand how big the West is.
West is large.
They don't understand it. Yeah.
I mean, what you do from Ohio, if you went 6 hours in any direction,
Well,
you could hit 3 states
oh,
easy.
for sure.
Yeah, in California, you could go top to bottom. You could go 10, maybe 12,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
easy.
Yeah, Montana too.
Oh, Montana's
Both
great
lengthwise
expanse.
and
width.
width.
Yeah.
But
So this is what I bring it up because Gibbe, we got to get young Gabriel on a trip next year.
Yeah, there you go.
I was trying to get him on the Bengals one this year.
Yeah, I mean, I
You
think
know what Yoda says, Gibbe? Do or do not. There is no try.
there is no try.
Well, I did not. It did not happen.
True. He was not there. Young Gabriel.
Do you think air travel will ever be great again? Like it was like in the 60s and 70s and even the 80s, like treated like kings, lots of room, wearing suits on planes, or it's always just going to be steerage. That's what I
Yes.
think too.
Yes. I think it's only getting worse.
Yeah.
Eventually, I feel like we're going to get to the point where we can like beam somewhere, which will be sweet.
In our lifetime, will we be beamed anywhere? I don't think. in
No,
our
not like
lifetime.
Star Trek beam, like that, where we're
Like
like
Bootsy and
taken
Luca.
apart
They got a shot.
molecularly and then put back together. No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I do think there will be, at some point in our lifetime, there will be faster travel
Yeah.
significantly.
You'd think
I do think
that we'd get there. at
it
some
really
point.
hasn't evolved that much jets. The Concorde was the only time where you thought, all right, we're going to go like supersonic.
What happened to that thing? Is it still around or just wasn't
No.
feasible?
I think it wasn't making money. They were a lot to maintain, and then you got the issue. The birds would get sucked through, and
Oh,
That was
is that what
bad.
I don't know the history of the
Think it
Concorde.
didn't it crash?
I mean, was there just one or were there multiple?
I think there were multiple.
I love that we just turned into a Concorde deep dive. Welcome
Hour
to the
55
off-season.
left. Day 5.
Concorde was a revolutionary Anglo-French supersonic airliner flying passengers at over twice the speed of sound, Mach 2 plus, from 1976 to 2003, offering rapid transatlantic travel in about 3 hours for about 100 first-class passengers. It was a marvel of engineering, featuring a droop nose and delta wings, but faced high cost and safety concern, notably after the fatal 2000 crash, leading to its retirement by British Airways and Air France.
One crash and they quit?
Because I think it was something about it sucked bird. I feel like I remember that due to
But
debris.
also, I see
on the runway.
economic viability and market shrinkage. So like the cost of it, plus there was a decreasing demand for the ultra fast travel at that time.
Could have used that coming home
let me
from
tell
London.
you
Yeah,
something.
can I
If you
tell
get me
you
to
what?
get me to London and back in 3 hours, in.
That'd have been nice.
In.
It's not a comfy trip.
What do you at the
In.
current rate of airline tickets? I wonder what the modern price for a ticket on the Concorde would be, like $7,000,
I was gonna say 5 to 7, yeah.
something like that.
For 100 seat, they're making $500,000 each flight.
Yeah, that's
Not
gotta
making,
be.
but I mean, then
But
they got
that's
fuel, and I imagine it burns fuel pretty quickly.
Yeah,
I just don't understand how we haven't come up
it's
with
amazing that they just stopped. That somebody hasn't been like, hey, there was some technology there that worked. Why don't we apply this to other planes and let's see if we can get something going here.
All right, I'm in a deep corner of Reddit.
The deepest.
The deepest. If it weren't for the accident in 2000, how long would the Concorde have flown? I know it was becoming expensive to operate in the post 9/11 environment. How many cycles did the airframes have left? How soon would they be naturally phased out? Blah, blah, blah. I was at a seminar by a senior British Airways captain last year and asked him this very question. He said, all other things considered, that British Airways planned to operate the aircraft till the mid-2010s. Now, the 2008 fuel spike would have had severe dent in the operations as they would burn 25,000 gallons a flight. Crude was at 30 a barrel when it went out of service, reached 140 a barrel in 2008. The fuel bill alone, one way in peak 2008, would have been north of 100K. Yeah, but if you're charging $5,000 a seat, that's $500,000, $100,000. So you still have 40. You got to pay your pilots, you got to pay your whatever.
Sure,
but
you're still, it's quite a
I
bit
think
of
there's a
profit
margin.
per flight. Yeah,
I feel like there's still a margin there.
yeah, I would think so too. I forgot about that, man.
Yeah, we need that back.
Bring that sucker
Like,
back.
how can we not? We were doing
Get to
this.
California in an hour.
We were doing this in the 70s.
Yeah, the 70s we were doing this?
Why can't we do this now?
Well, that was kind of like the electric car thing. Electric cars been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Tesla was just the first ones who was like, hey, let's make it cool. And boy, did they. They really crushed it.
Kudos.
They really did. The sun was out this morning.
No longer.
No longer. The gray has come back, and I'm sure we'll only have this until May. All right, we've got some interviews happening today here in Berea. Interviews 3 and 4 happening today. Bengals offensive coordinator Dan Pitcher is here, and Seahawks defensive coordinator Aiden Dirty. That's what we settled on.
Yes.
Is here as
We
well.
confirm.
And the Browns request permission to interview Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter for their head coaching vacancy. On a lot of these are the same names, right? It's you interview here. There's 8 openings now, and so it kind of gets spread around when it comes to it. What do you think you're looking for if you're AB in ownership as you're circling these candidates?
Who can come in
Because-
and lead this organization? Who can have that cultural impact on this organization, and then who also is, who has that what I call bucket 3 potential? Who can be the leader, but also who can be the everything that we need? That leader and the schematic savant that are the ones who tend to be perennially successful. Because if you look at, for example, even a McVay, or if you look at an Andy Reid, or if you look at a Kyle Shanahan, now in the case of Andy Reid with Patrick Mahomes, yes, he has one of those all-time great quarterbacks, but the question is, how much of a part did Andy Reid play in that development? Because he got the best out of Donovan McNabb, he got the best out of Alex Smith,
Yep.
He got the best out of a lot of quarterbacks that he's worked with.
Yep.
Kyle Shanahan has done it with gotten out of Jimmy Garoppolo what nobody else could get out of Jimmy Garoppolo. He's made Brock Purdy, who was a 7th-round pick, look the way that Brock Purdy has looked. And then, McVay, whether it was Goff, whether Stafford, who, again, both former number 1 overall picks, but nonetheless, when they've had to fill somebody else in, they've been very good. I mean, look, he obviously, I think, helped Baker
For sure.
in that time there. So I think that's what you're looking for. Who can be that cultural leader first and foremost? To me, that's number 1. And then number 2, who can have that and the ability to be the scheme savant that guides this thing to where we need it to be.
Yeah, the reason I ask, good summation out of you, the reason I ask is some of these guys have nothing in common. And I'm not saying necessarily for us. I'm saying some of these teams are interviewing 14 guys.
Yeah.
How can you possibly cast that wide of a net on what you're looking for? And oftentimes it's all kind of the same guys. I just feel like if it were me and I was in a situation where I was looking for something as important as NFL head coach, I would have a type that I would want. Because And again, you don't know. I guess you don't know until you get them in there. But like, I feel like we kind of do. Like, I think you kind of know who the guys are, like follow me to freedom guys. You know the guys who are schematic guys. I think if you get a schematic guy in front of you and you're like, oh, he's got that it factor. Well, then they become everything, and maybe that's what it's all about. But to me, I would have it narrowed down a little bit more. This isn't about us. It's just about the league, as opposed to interviewing. I wouldn't want to interview 15 guys.
So here's what I would say back to that, which is, and I hear you, I'm not wanting to interview 15 guys, but I think that some of these interviews are, yes, it's for the head coaching job, but I think a lot of it is information gathering. And so you're trying to understand, tell me about your scheme and why that's been beneficial to you. This is a copycat league. You're interviewing guys. The Seattle defense has been great. The offensive, and when you're interviewing the offensive coordinator, regardless of the fact if he's a play caller or not, I imagine you're getting some intel and some insight into the Bengals operation, which is valuable for you here, right? What are the secrets? Find out some of the secrets to their success. Find out some of the secrets of their organization in the cases of these winning organizations that maybe you hadn't thought of. So I think you're trying to get information about that. Are there themes throughout the 15 candidates that we see on the teams that have been hyper successful, the teams we've seen that have been moderately successful, the teams that we've seen that have been not as successful, but we're still interested in them? So I think there's a lot of that. I think there's a lot of question about, well, what do you see with our operation? What do you like about what we have here? What didn't you like about what we did here? What are your recommendations to improve what we're doing here? And so now you're getting, so 15 guys, 13 of the 15 all thought we need to do this. So maybe that's something that we need to be thinking about as an organization. And then I think some of them you're interviewing truthfully because you don't know who the head coach is going to be and what that means for the rest of your staff. You're interviewing some of these guys as potential coordinator hires in the event that your current coordinator on both sides of the ball, one side of the ball, are not here anymore. So I think that's what it is. I think it's a lot more of, not that all 15 of those people have equal shot to actually become your next head coach, but there is something that you think is valuable to be gleaned from them, either about their operation, their organization, their scheme, and then their perception of your operation, organization, scheme. And I think you're trying to cull as much information from what you would consider to be high-level, intelligent people who are either of like today's leaders in the league, potential leaders of the league tomorrow, and get all that information together. So you almost have kind of, these seem to be the common threads of what we need to be doing. These seem to be the common threads of where people think the league is going. Because I'm sure that's something you asked. Where do you think the league's going from a scheme standpoint, offensively, defensively? How does that affect personnel in your mind? We saw the league go from getting super light and all these secondary heavy things. Then we saw teams really kind of swing the pendulum back and run a little bit more. So now is it going to get the guys back on that are heavier in the box, and then you're going to throw the ball again. So I think it's a lot of just information gathering about the individual, but also about the way they see the trends in the league, the way that they saw the success that they've had in their current operation, the way that they view your operation. That's why. I mean, why
just
not?
Information. Knowledge is power,
Yeah.
All right.
Why not? By the way, Kevin Stefanski has released a letter to the Dog Pound that I will read for you. It says, quote, "Thank you for your incredible support over the last 6 seasons. I had a front row seat to the unmatched passion of Browns fans. The roars and barks from the crowd will always stay with me. Please know that I'll always be indebted to the city, this community, and you, the fans of the Cleveland Browns." Kevin Stefanski.
Nice.
Yeah. Good man. By the way, did you see Jackson Dart yesterday? Did you see that?
Yes, I did. That it's going to be Kevin or Harbaugh.
Is that Harbaugh or Stefanski?
Harbaugh or Stefanski. Yeah.
That was interesting.
That was.
You don't get that very often.
No. On the sidelines of the game last night.
Yeah.
One more quick, then we can talk about that game. The Cowboys have requested permission to interview safeties coach Ephraim Banda. He's our guy for their vacant defensive coordinator position. He interviewed for the Colts job last year. So there you go.
I think we have 3 guys who easily could be defensive coordinators in this league on our defensive staff right now in Tarver, Lynch, and Banda.
Same.
So not surprised at all that they are going to get that Coach Bonda's getting that interview at all. Not surprised in the least.
Did you watch the game last night? What did you paratroop in on it?
Probably first half into the third quarter.
Okay. Pretty good game.
Finish I watched on television. Michael Irvin in the end zone for the final touchdown. Incredible.
We have a text string about Irv.
On every level.
I'm going to tell you what. Like, I was in local television for a long time. There are a couple of guys that I worked with in local television because the guy he jumped in front of, those are guys shooting the game.
That's right.
For either teams or local. They're doing a job.
Yep.
He's not supposed to be there.
Absolutely.
Anywhere near there. And there are people that I've worked with who would have punched him in the throat for jumping in front of their shot on the game-winning touchdown of a national semifinal game. Like, for sure. Two I can think of for sure who would have physically grabbed him, shoved him, or punched him had he done that.
Might not have ended well for them.
Probably not, because he's on a hell of a cocktail, it seems, and
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis and all the rest of it. But, like, there has to be some – we love Irv, but, like, come on. Corral him a little.
A little. It's we're on another level right now is where we are.
We've never seen anything like this from him.
No.
This is White House Cowboys 4th year in the league Irv.
Yes.
At age 60.
Dude, he gave I don't even know how much cash he gave to that Ole Miss fan for that shirt. Did you see the clip of him being like, "Hey, can I buy that shirt?" And
No.
he just hands him a wad of cash, takes a shirt, and then he then beats with the belt. So somebody got a great payday for a red Ole Miss Fiesta Bowl T-shirt at the end of it. He put it on his social media. He also knows that he's performing. He's mic'd up the whole time.
Oh, okay.
He's got cameras, I think, with him.
Really?
It feels like it. I mean, he has
Why would
so
you
much
do that
content.
at your age?
Or he just knows that people are shooting it and they send it to him and then
That
he's
could
putting
be
it up.
it, and then
But
he
he
puts
has
it up.
so much stuff on his own account about documenting all the things he's doing. It really is incredible. I love Irv. Incredible. But you got him like hugging people after the game. He had him doing another BTA. It's got like a YouTube Michael Irvin logo on all these videos that he has. So like somebody.
Oh, so there's got to be a.
Yeah, right here. Look, he picks the guy out of the crowd. Hey, come here. Give me that shirt. Gives him a wad of cash. Looks substantial.
Yeah.
And takes the shirt and then
BTA.
Yeah, like, look, he's Mike C. He's got this mic up on him right here.
Oh, yeah. He's all mic'd up.
And I think people are fascinated by this. I do think, as we've talked about, that it is all, I said it last week, it is all in play to me that he could easily be involved in one of these in this game at some point. Yeah, wild. So I was on with Mo Pedman this morning.
Sure.
And he was all up in arms about the end being pass interference. And I said, listen, my opinion on that, and I've watched it. By the letter, is it pass interference? For sure. Probably. Yeah. They're both hand fighting a little bit, but probably seem to be more on the defensive guy. Now, in college, you could get away with throwing that flag because it doesn't really kind of put them in the end zone.
No, 15-yard penalty. I mean, it's pretty crazy. They got the ball with 18 seconds left and one timeout and went from the 25 to him throwing a shot in the end zone to win it.
Yeah.
Like, that's how quickly they got downfield, which was pretty wild. I mean, it was 100% pass interference. You can't pull somebody down from the jersey like that. But I also think, and I'm consistent with this, I think time and place, you have to understand circumstances. And to me, like, you can't. And I know, and the other part about this is Miami fans, if there are any of them out there, are saying, well, what about the one that went against us? We had one of these in the Fiesta Bowl in 2003 go against us when they thought they won the national championship against Ohio State.
Yep.
And there was a late pass interference call on that. And that allowed Ohio State to go inevitably win the game. So, like, that wasn't lost to me that both were the Fiesta Bowl, different stadiums, but both were Fiesta Bowl. One was a semifinal, one was a national title.
Yep.
But I'm always like, time and place. Like,
that's what I said.
I would not have. I don't.
No.
I don't. It's a massive. It's just the latest example of just how much that sport has changed. That these are the four teams left, and kind of the idea that Carson Beck. Do you know what recruiting class Carson Beck was in?
The same one as Bryce Young,
C.J. Stroud,
and he's playing in college. And these guys, C.J. Stroud's been in the playoffs for 3 years.
For 3 years.
And Bryce Young's in the playoffs this year in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, he's in his 6th year of college football.
Yep.
Like, what are we doing? These guys wanting 6-7 years of college football. Like, and I get it because the money's great. He's not going to make that. He's making $4.5 million this year at Miami. It's going to be a pay cut when he comes to the league.
Yep.
Much like it was for Shador.
Absolutely.
Dylan Gabriel probably too.
Yep.
3rd round pick. Yeah, for sure it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Dylan got Oklahoma money, then he got Oregon money.
So just to put it, I can give you the exact numbers. Give me 1 second here. And good for him, right? Good for Carson Beck. Why not?
Yeah, I think 6 years is ridiculous, but other than that, I
Agreed.
think it's fine. Yeah.
Unless there has been some kind of medical that you
Why
could
should
have
it
gotten
still
a
only
fifth
be
year.
5?
Why has he been
You
able
should
to
only
do
get
it?
5.
Why has he been
I
able to
think
do
he's
it?
still one of the COVID guys.
He's trying to become a doctor.
Yeah.
They go to college.
He's still
for
one of the
8
COVID
years.
guys.
I think he's still one of the COVID
he is one of the
players.
COVID guys.
There's only a handful of them left. Like that Diego Pavia was trying to get a 7th year. Trinidad Chablis, the NCAA already rejected. He was trying to get a 6th. NCAA rejected that. So there's still some of
Time to
those
go
guys
to the
out there.
real world.
All right, so Dylan Gabriel in his first year out as a third-round pick makes $1.1 million.
Jeez, got to live on a budget from what he was getting at Oregon.
Shador makes $951 in his first year.
Oh yeah, so they all of a sudden you're making a third or a fourth of the money you were making. You got to change your lifestyle a little bit when you come to the league.
So for those guys,
Think
when
about
they
that.
get that,
That's real.
Is that a lump sum payment?
It's all different depending on where it comes from, and some of it's NIL, some of it's that revenue share nonsense that they're trying to do. So like it comes from a bunch of different ways. Some of it's appearance stuff. Some people actually try to do NIL.
Yep.
Like they tie it to a charity or something like that. Some people don't care. They just write them a check. I'm guessing it's most of the time it's lump sum.
Okay.
It's not payroll, right? So it's probably a lump sum. Like you get this money and that's it, and then you have to perform to it. They're trying to do like contracts where there's like performance barriers that you have to hit. Or you have to be on the team. You got to be healthy before you get this part of it. Like you're paid in installments. But there's no rule to any of it. So it's, kind of is what it is. But it's definitely for a lot of these kids. Like sometimes it doesn't all work out that way. So
No.
It was a great game. And despite all the mess that is college football, the games on the field have been great. They've been widely watched. The Montana State, Illinois State 1AA national final game did 3 million.
Wow.
1AA football, 3
That's
million
awesome.
people. I mean, that's massive number for 1AA football.
What did the NBA do on Christmas? Because they were touting that, and I don't think that they hit more than like 5 million, like watching on TV.
By the way, G-Man just sent this to me. The Baltimore Ravens have just tweeted out that they have completed their interview with Kevin Stefanski for their head coaching position.
Really? I missed that.
Yes.
G-Man?
Yes.
It's real?
I'm going to stop hitting
Yeah, there it
on
is.
that thing over there.
We've completed an interview with Kevin Stefanski for our head coach position. Baltimore Ravens. Doesn't surprise me. I mean, again.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. I'm just trying to find it. Who has it?
It's from the Ravens account.
I'm getting so tired of this. Whatever's going on with X or Twitter right now, where it just doesn't come chronologically for me,
Yeah.
it's really driving me nuts. My most recent ones are from like 43
Even on
minutes
the
ago.
following? For you bounces around, but following should be, I think it should be pretty
Like
much
I just did following, just redid it. The first tweet I have is one from 21 minutes ago, followed by one from 2 hours ago.
Huh.
Perfect. Nothing has happened in that time.
Right. Like, what is
We all
going
went and
on?
grabbed lunch, and nothing happened while we were there.
Yeah, it's like all from an hour ago.
The space-time continuum.
So far, the Ravens have interviewed. Jeff Zrebick says Stefanski is the fourth Ravens interview following Vance Joseph, Davis Webb, and Clint Kubiak.
Zrebick, call me back.
Now, do we know any? That was a plea from Gibbe, Mr. Zrebick. Do we know if what Grossi said earlier today about John Harbaugh, is that like verified? Where did he come up with the requirements?
I don't know the answer. He said, I believe it was from an NFL senior insider.
Who he had talked to said that it was 20 million, 10 million.
20 million,
for
10 million
staff.
staff, total authority over the roster, and would like to select his own GM.
Well, I'm sure Jerome. I mean, that's believable to me
100%.
Yeah.
that he
You want
would
me to
ask
play it
for all
you
that.
guys? I can
Yeah,
bring
sure,
it up
go ahead.
here in a second.
Yeah.
Let me bring that up.
By the
for
way,
you.
Christmas Day, NBA, this is how they spin it. Over 47 million people tune in for at least some of the 5-game slate. That's an average of 5.25 million. So you're saying 3 million watched basically a 1AA football championship game. 5 million watch an NBA game.
Per average,
Yeah.
$5 million a game. Yeah,
That's pretty crazy.
yeah. That's how far. That's football.
Yeah.
All right, I got you guys. This is from RBS
All right.
earlier today with Grossi.
Thanks, buddy.
I talked to a league insider who speculates on what he's heard about Harbaugh's prerequisites to even be interested in your job. $20 million a year,
Not a problem.
$10 million assistant coach budget,
Not a problem.
total authority over the roster, and also would like to select his own guy to lean on, personnel guy.
Okay, so would he be making the draft picks? Does he want more say over the roster than what he had in Baltimore?
Yes, which would be a total change in the structure here. I think there are 4 definite candidates for Harbaugh to end up with. Cleveland now is, I think, 4th. Miami, Giants, and Atlanta.
So it's a senior NFL insider who is speculating that this is what Harbaugh wants. Is what they went with there. So, yeah, I mean, to me that matches up. I'm sure that is.
To me, Harbaugh's going to
What it
go
would
where
take.
Harbaugh wants to go. I'm under the assumption that he would be the top choice of every opening.
Yes, he's the
That's-
game changer in the whole thing, and that's why I said earlier in the week, like to me, jobs that aren't even open. If you have a guy you're kind of on the fence with, you mentioned Dallas, I mentioned Washington, like those are 2 that like when we first had the conversation, we mentioned Miami,
Yeah.
and then Mike McDaniel was fired the next day. So I think he's the one that it all once, and he's probably the first domino to fall too for some.
I would
He's probably like some teams
think.
are probably out of it. Like I don't think he would ever, unless he just wants to live in Arizona. Like that doesn't seem like a fit at all. That he'd want to take all that on.
Yeah.
And maybe then you could move quicker. But it would seem like he would be the apple of everybody's eye.
Yes. So they said a couple people have reached out here and said that you are able to, on following, click whether you want it to be popular or recent.
Oh my God, I have it on popular.
And if you go on recent, then that'll be what you want.
Okay, now we're good job.
Good job.
I kept going like this is not I need this thing to be efficient.
Kyle and Alan, thank you. Kyle Gratz, of course, great friend of the program.
Great job out of you. Thank you.
Yes.
Very nice. Buckeyes had a bunch of Cade McDonald declared today. A couple of more popping in here this week. Arvell Reese, Cleveland Glenville linebacker, probably play. I think he'd be perfect, like as a 3-4 defensive end, a 3-4 outside linebacker. And then Carnell Tate, obviously this week as well. G-Man or Gibbe or the triumvirate with Dr. J. Want to know which Buckeye will end up being drafted first? Enable Arvell Reese or Carnell Tate.
I think Reese.
The only thing I don't know about Arvell struggled like the last month. Struggled relative.
Yeah.
I mean, he was shot out of a cannon for the first 2/3 of the season, and he kind of fell off a little bit. Carnell, it's going to be between Carnell and the kid from Arizona State as your first receiver off the board. So I think it's certainly in play.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Did you know about Bill Livingston?
Just
I
happened
saw
about
that.
45 minutes ago. I saw it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We were just talking about him the other
We
day.
just talked about him the other day.
Yeah.
I used to see him all the time on the Ohio State beat because he would go to all the bowl games and cover them. Loved hoops. Bill Livingston, longtime Cleveland.com columnist, has passed. Wow. At the age of 77.
Sad.
It says
Oh, that's
passed
so
away suddenly, so I don't know.
Unexpectedly today.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I was like today.
34 years at the PD. Nominated twice for a Pulitzer.
Yeah, how about that?
Woo. Man. Oh, wow. Yeah, I got to know him a little bit on the Ohio State thing. I would see him quite a bit. He did a lot of Buckeye Bowl games through the years. So thoughts and prayers certainly to the family, and rest in peace to a local media legend for sure. Those are your hot topics today, presented by University Hospitals, official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. Shador at the podium coming up next. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Add more fun to your fandom. The Ballybet Sportsbook app. Download today. Get 50 back in bonus bets. You place your first wager of 10 or more. Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Time to head back to the podium. It's presented by Vivid Seats. Purchase your official fan experience package today for the ultimate game day. Here's your quarterback, Shador Sanders.
Shador,
You're down.
what you said yesterday after the game about Kevin and how much you learned from him and sort of understanding each other. What's your reaction to the news that he's no longer a coach?
We just found out a couple seconds ago. I think it's just overall the mentality, like things gonna happen. That's just how the league is. And moving forward, just focus on what we can improve, individually for the next head coach.
Shador, do you think you did enough to show everybody, or I guess show Andrew Berry that you should be the starter heading into 2026?
I think I did what I was able to do, and I definitely grew from a lot of things, and I got experience now, so I'm always the same, like confidence-wise, I'm there. But like that's not in my hands. Like that's not my decisions. I can't speak on what other people feel.
So what does the offseason look like for you? How are you going to spend it, and is it kind of weird, like this might be the first time you're going to offseason not knowing where your head coach is before, outside of last season?
Yeah, well, this year been the first year with a different head coach than Pop, so that was the adjustment off rip, and it was cool, it was straight. Like building different relationships, like in different circumstances, situations, which is always good to have those life goals and have those life lessons around. Just to have them on building blocks, so then you prepared in any situation. So that's what this last year, pretty much been.
What are your plans then for the offseason to get better as a quarterback?
Yeah, of course, first and foremost, I got to go see Shiloh. Go hang out with him for a bit. I heard he got some Christmas gifts for me. So I'll go see about that probably tomorrow or something. Then after that, really just be with the family. Then get back to work and connecting with the guys earlier, connecting with just overall just getting better, looking at everything that happened this year and what transpired, and going into next year with a fresh mind.
Shador, I know you talked a few weeks about wanting to find more wins, that you felt like the wins were the things missing. So just like how important is it for you to end the season having won these last two games?
I feel like the way we ended the season was cool. I think it was cool. I think overall, like as a quarterback, I showed different pieces in different games, to all add up to one complete quarterback. And that's what I had to get to, in those situations, red zone situations, field goal situations, third down situations, where you at on the field situations. So there was a lot of situations that was good. I feel like this was a good learning year for me, and I'm excited for it because, like I say, like moving forward, I'll be prepared. I'll have actual realistic reps versus players and versus other players on other teams and everything. So I'm excited for this off season, like knowing and understand what to expect and what I'm gonna get.
With that said, what does your offseason need to look like for you to feel like you've come into this next year with a good platform? Like it always been. Yeah, the work always be the same, So that's one thing. That's one thing. Us like as a family, as just being a Sanders, like that's what work is, and we always continue to do it. So just working. But know what you're working towards and know the opponent.
Who informed the players that this happened? You said you just found out a few minutes ago.
I think social media informed the players first. So I think that's.
Hasn't addressed the team.
All right, now this is getting sticky business here.
Shador, obviously you've only been here just 1 year so far, but as this team goes into a coaching search, what do you think is needed in the next leader of this team to sort of get things on the right direction?
I can just focus on me. I can just focus on what I could do and getting better, and the players and the teammates that we got. When it comes to those grown-up decisions, that's not me.
Gonna take two more.
Like, Shador, you worked so hard with Bill Musgrave, Tommy Reese, and Kevin, and we saw you get better every single week. What did all of those guys mean to your growth and your development since the day we first saw you show up here? And would it help if maybe Tommy and Bill can still be involved with you going forward, or just?
See, now you try to get me in sticky business.
Well, not that. But,
I can't make decisions on the coach and who's coming, who's not. Yeah.
Just how important was it to your development what Bill and Tommy and Kevin all did to help you get?
Yeah, but it's those coaches and also it's other coaches also, that all poured into me and that helped me throughout everything. So definitely, it take a village. It take a village to grow someone and help you in places that you need help with, and just talking in perspective, just being humans with each other, so it take a village to raise one.
You mentioned getting, more reps against other teams and having a full off season, and that does that mean that the franchise kind of came to you and said they want you to be their franchise quarterback going forward?
Nah, it just went off simple facts of from last year to this year, like not playing in the league, and this year playing in the league, knowing what you like, what you don't like, knowing what you do good, what you don't do good, and just knowing the strengths and weaknesses and knowing how people game plan also, knowing how teams will attack or take things away. So it's a whole deep dive that you have to dive into when it comes to this off season and mentally, like getting there and preparing everybody, whether it's the connection with the receivers and everybody, to have that type of feeling, to have that it factor, to have those moments to where it could be risky plays, but it's always going to fall in our direction. So it takes a lot of relationships, and that's what I'm happy this offseason I'll be able to build with those guys and whoever is coming to the program.
All right, there you go. Coming up next, we'll go around the league, including an update, if you missed it, from Baltimore on a coaching hire interview that took place over there today. We also have a Wildcard Week edition of the Overs and the Unders as Gibbe attempts to claw back into contention. We'll get to all of that coming up next. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Junior Browns backers, presented by University Hospitals, Rainbows, Babies, and Children, in association with Cardinal Credit Union, is the Cleveland Browns official kids club, geared for kids ages 4 to 12. Families can enjoy exclusive gear, special experiences, and other surprises throughout the year. Junior Browns backers 2026 season is right around the corner. Visit juniorbrownsbackers.com and join today. Big news here locally for us in regard to the Cleveland Browns and their former coach, Kevin Stefanski, the Baltimore Ravens. That's kind of crazy. Like, they just comes out, like, you don't know that he's interviewing over there.
Didn't
nothing.
know that one was happening.
And all of a sudden they put up on their social media, we finished conducting an interview with Kevin Stefanski for the head coaching job of the Baltimore Ravens.
Does anybody out there have, is there a place, because I looked at one and I Googled it, so maybe there's a better one than what I was able to find quickly, where there is a coaching tracker where it's listed candidate and everyone
CBSSports.com
where
is actually pretty good.
Like the one that I just looked at didn't even have Stefanski with the Ravens, and that's like been announced officially, so that disqualified them.
Like who's interviewed where?
Yeah, or who's been
requested.
And I'd like it to be, the way that I'd like it to be presented is as such. This would be the list of the
rules.
Candidates here,
Good.
candidate name, and then here's every opening, the logo of the team here, and then you get like for everyone that they've, check for who they've interviewed, and you can look at it in one graph like that. That would be very fun for me. So if anybody has that out there on X, send it to me, please. Where's the one on CBS? This website, you click on a million
I can't do
things.
CBS's website.
Go to NFL.
You like the CBS website? That's an old one for you. I know that.
You know why? Because they always have a list every day.
They list. They love lists. I know
that's material. Right on the right side. Right side. It's in red.
It's always there.
There it is.
There's
you
your
go,
list,
little guy.
We can have some
job.
fun with that. The problem I have with it is the pop-ups.
I don't like this at all. This is terrible. This is not the way that I want my information presented. Next.
Sorry.
Anyone else? This is all scrolling. I have no idea what I'm looking at here. This is outrageous. You got tomatoes being cut at the same time on the right side of my screen.
All the pop-up videos are crazy.
Trying to get
dude.
coaching information. That's all I need.
Crazy.
Please.
All right, you guys ready for some overs and unders?
I am, because this is basically called the game of Zagura dominance.
So last week you both mirrored. You both went 4-3.
Perfect.
So Gibby's back on the right side of things after
darn
a
it.
couple of down weeks. You actually only had 2 differences, and you split the differences. Other than that,
the total's been a debacle.
The
for me
total,
all year.
and then all Browns receivers over under Jamar Chase. You correctly went under. Gibby went over.
Which Jamar Chase did win
with 93 yards.
With 93 yards, yes, he did.
Weapons.
That's right.
All right, so this is your playoff edition. We're going to get wild and wacky with this. We have 7 of them. You're both that's right. All right, let's start here. Zaguri, you're still the leader, so we're going to start with you. Drake May completion percentage, 73.5.
Okay.
Drake May completion percentage, 73.
Okay. Drake May completion percentage.
Yep.
New England Chargers.
Yep.
New England against the Chargers.
That's right.
Super Chargers. Chargers were one of the tougher teams for quarterbacks this year. In fact, quarterbacks against the Chargers, 18 for 30, so a 60% completion rate allowed, under 73.5.
Under Dr. Z. Give a 73.
I think he's at home.
He's at home.
Sunday Night Football.
It is.
Weird things happen in Foxborough. Over.
In fact, I hope it happens for him. And Gibby, I believe it. I mean it. I hope it happens for you. It'd be a wonderful thing. I don't think anybody has done it against him this year, except there was one time Geno Smith went 18 of 23 against him. That's it.
Is that
That's
in week
list.
1?
That was in week 13.
Oh. Because I was going to say, when was the last time Geno Smith played?
Let's see.
Next!
Over, under.
All right, we're going to go to the Rams game against the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, one time.
Carolina Panthers wide receiving core. These first 2 are G-Man specials. Carolina wide receiving core over under Puka Nacua. All receivers for Carolina, Gibby, or Puka Nacua.
By the way, and I am just so we're all on the same page here, because I think it's fun to reiterate these types of things. These
I'm already
types of
screwed.
important facts.
I don't even know who's on there.
So I'm up 8 on him.
You are, yeah.
Okay.
57 and 44 to 49 and 52.
Fantastic.
Yep.
I will take the Carolina Panthers wide receiver core.
So that is an over for Gibby. Carolina receivers or Puka Nacua? Dr. Z.
Going against your guy?
Carolina receivers.
Over.
Next.
That's right.
Over, under.
Devontae Adams is going to be back.
Total yards passed for, Dr. Z, this one to you. Total yards passed for. You can have the NFC quarterbacks or the AFC quarterbacks. Total yards passing, AFC or NFC.
All right, so Purdy, Hurts,
Stafford,
Caleb,
Love,
Young versus Stroud,
Nix,
Rodgers, Nix,
May,
Herbert, and Josh
Lawrence, and Josh Allen.
No Bo Nix. Sorry, no Bo.
Oh yeah, no Bo Nix.
6-6. Wow, this is a good one. You came up with this one?
I sure did, yeah. Glad you're surprised every once in a while.
I'm not surprised. I'm saying this is good.
I can give you my answer while he
Go ahead.
watches.
Fantastic.
I'll take the NFC.
You're going to go
Same.
over?
They both went over.
Next.
I get tired
Over,
of waiting on
under.
you. Like, make a call. Stop looking at your
All right,
supercomputer. Make
this
a call.
one's for you. You can have the total points scored. Total points scored in the Saturday, Monday games or the Sunday games. So you can have the Saturday games and the Monday game, total points scored, or all the Sunday games. Gibby? Saturday, Monday, or
We're
all
going
the
Sunday games.
All right, so an under.
Same.
Next.
Over, under.
Zagura for you. Matthew Stafford, quarterback rating over under Drake May. Quarterback rating.
Who does New England play again?
They play the Chargers.
Stafford.
Over.
He had the bad game there last time. He's gonna have a
Kills me. Yes,
great
I'll
game.
go Stafford as well.
Dude, you don't get it. You don't get the game. Give it. You've got to go opposite me.
I don't have to go opposite.
Well,
You
if you
won't
want to
win.
win, if you want to win, you have to go opposite
gonna
me.
win.
Okay.
I want to go what I feel naturally.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Very
Next.
good. Very good.
Over, under.
I don't sit here and study it. I just fire it off.
I know, but the fact is you're down.
It doesn't
8.
matter.
I saw what you were doing, Z.
I'm trying to help him out.
I
he
don't.
jumps in front of me to give me an answer that I can
I
then
get
match
tired of
already.
waiting.
And
It's going to be 5 o'clock, and we're still going to be looking at the
you know what Yoda
supercomputer.
said about Luke Skywalker at one point? He said, "This boy, he has no patience."
All right, Gibby, this one's for you. McCaffrey, total yards, over under Saquon, total yards. You get McCaffrey or Saquon? Over.
Same. See how quickly I did that?
All right.
You pleased
Next.
with that? You pleased with
I'm
that?
just
Gibby?
going to tell
Over,
you so we can
under.
win.
All right. Zagura, you're first.
Did you hear anything? I heard
No,
mumbling.
I can't. Rams, sacks, over under Texans, sacks. Rams
Yep.
versus Bryce, Texans versus Aaron.
Rams.
Yeah,
Aaron
I
Rodgers is
gotta
going to throw
take
the ball in
Ram
half of a second.
I go ram it.
So, Gibby, at best case scenario, you make up 1 point this
That's
week.
fine. Every little bit helps.
There's not enough time. There's only 3 weeks left.
Oh, there's divisional, there's championship, Super Bowl, maybe a Pro Bowl. in
3.
there if I can
That's
get
3
one.
weeks. That's 3 weeks
I'll
left.
throw a Pro
So
Bowl
if you
in
make up
there.
one game a week,
I'll
in
throw a
the
Pro
next
Bowl in
4
there.
weeks, you're going to lose by 4 still.
Ben Baby's up next. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. All right, welcome back in. Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Bo and Nathan with you here. Second hour of the program. We kick it off, headed out on that Twisted Tea hotline, official sponsor of your Cleveland Browns. Keep it Twisted Cleveland. He's one of the best in the business. He is ESPN NFL Nation Bengals reporter Ben Baby. He joins us there. Well, buddy, you and I spoke earlier this week, and one of the things we discussed was the fact that Duke Tobin was going to have an availability down there today. Did it live up to everything that you guys did? You get everything you wanted out of that?
You know, Bo, it's funny. For whatever reason, I do more radio in Columbus and Cleveland than I do in Cincinnati. Please help me make sense of that whenever you get a chance.
I will.
But yes,
we respect you up here, Ben.
I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. You know, Duke did talk for over an hour, which was, I think they eventually had to wrap it up. But, you know, I think it was very clear, I think, you know, in the way that this was presented, this is in my 7 years on the beat, this is the first time Duke Tobin has ever held an end-of-season press conference this close to the end of the regular season locally. And I think you could definitely got the sense that he wanted to let fans know that he and the front office hear the criticism from the fan base. You know, there was a billboard that was put up that saying to get rid of him and Zach Taylor. And normally Duke has escaped that kind of criticism over the years, but as they've missed the playoffs the last 3 years, you know, he had to answer for a lot of the things that went wrong. I to be honest, I don't think there are a lot of specifics given on what they could have done better as a front office and he could have done better as the director of player personnel to get them in a better situation. But, you know, I think everyone understands how important this offseason is going to be if the Bengals want to be competitive again.
When you look at kind of that team and even the way that the final game of the year, I guess in some ways a microcosm of it, but you know, it's a team that you'd feel like if had Joe Burrow been there all year, they probably are making noise and probably playing right now, but it was the defense that failed them in those games when Joe Flacco played so well. What do you kind of look at in knowing that John Harbaugh's out in Baltimore? The Browns are looking for a coach right now. The Steelers potentially, if we're to believe rumor, could be looking for not only a head coach but a quarterback next year. You know, what do you make sense of where the Bengals are in this division headed into the next season, and what do they have to do to be the team that I think every year? But he's like, oh, the Bengals, you know, ever since they've gone to the Super Bowl, the Bengals are a team to watch in the AFC, but it just hasn't manifested itself.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting how much that run in 21 and 22 has really kind of tinted how things have looked. I think you heard it even today, Duke Tobin talking about how great the 21 draft free agency class was, how they've hit on good players. And you know, I immediately followed up with, well, what's going to happen over the last 3 years? And he said, you know, year over year, you can't build in free agency. And I think sometimes you get the sense that they look a little bit too far back at times at what's made them successful. I understand that gives them a lot of confidence that they can do it again. But over the last few years, they just have yet to prove that. And when you, like you said, the division should be pretty wide open. There's a lot of question marks across the board. But ultimately, this team, they have to get better, especially defensively. And another point that I felt like we needed to push back on a touch was kind of what you said, in that, you know, if Joe Burrow had been healthy, that the Bengals probably could have made noise. And I think that is true if they played up to their potential with Joe playing well, they easily could and should be a playoff team. However, you know, I made the point. I said, Duke, you know, there are other teams who have lost their quarterbacks and still found ways to make it into the postseason. And I think when you look at the totality of the roster, there just aren't enough good pieces around Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase to really get this to be a playoff team. Because let's be honest, there are 32 teams in the NFL. Almost half of them make the playoffs. So you should be able to, in some way, shape, or form, be good enough to be in the top half of your league.
Yeah, for sure. And that so just so I understand this, does Zach report to Duke, or do they both report independently to ownership?
I think they both they report directly to ownership. You know, Duke made that point that ultimately it is Mike Brown's team. But the thing is that, you know, Executive Vice President Katie Blackburn technically runs much of the day-to-day, and that's Mike Brown's daughter. And she's the one that goes in and negotiates many of the big contracts when Joe Burrow signs his deal, when Jamar Chase signs his deal. T. Higgins, Katie's the one who executes those deals. She's the chief negotiator in those situations. And then Duke hinted at it today, and I guess he didn't hint at it. He said it outright, in that they have many different people who will negotiate different deals based on their level essentially, and be the one who deals with agents and players. And I think that's just, when you talk to people around the league, they often say it is a very unique setup. I'm not sure if they mean that in a good way or a bad way, but they note that it is unique. And, I think that's part of how it is in Cincinnati, and that everybody is collaborative, but it's not always clear as to who gets the final say, or quite frankly, who's kind of building the vision on what this should look like.
Were you surprised, given all the kind of turmoil in the league and the fact that as we sit here right now on the phone with you, 8 jobs are open? Are you surprised that the Bengals job is not an open job?
No, I not necessarily. I think that they are very hesitant to make change unless unless they feel like they absolutely have to. I think you point back and look at how long the Bengals, let Marvin Lewis continue to coach. And I think Marvin probably doesn't get enough credit for some of the things he had to work with over the years. When you look at how the Bengals have changed as a franchise, they obviously came a very long way from where they were at the beginning of the century. But, at a certain point, there was a ceiling that they hit. And I think you could have made the argument that they could have moved on from Marvin years earlier than they did. And with Zach Taylor, the Bengals they have always insisted they like what Zach brings to the table. I think the fact that Mike Brown put out the statement he did was a sign that he understands that there's a lot of frustration, but they still feel like not only Zach Taylor, but Duke Tobin can be the people to lead them back. Whether that will happen remains to be seen. I think there are still some issues and some specifics that Zach and Duke still need to speak to about why the season didn't go well. And I think it's much more complex than Joe Burrow missing 9 games.
Ben, you know that team better than anybody. You know that situation better than anybody. You know where they are from a cap, free agency, draft, all of it. If you were in charge and you were Duke Tobin and Zach, what would you do to fix this team to get it contending for next year, which is something clearly everybody down there wants, and certainly Joe Burrow's been pretty vocal about here in the last couple of months?
I think the big question, you said it, is that they want it. I think the bigger question that a lot of fans have asked, and I think many people around the league have wondered, is just how bad do they want it? And Duke Tobin was asked point blank about would they structure contracts differently? Would they give players guaranteed money in the second year, something the Bengals have been very hesitant to do. Only recently, for the biggest of deals, have they done that. And he said, they're open to anything, but I think that needs to be seen in action. I think when you look at how they've been risk averse over the years, and it's something I've asked Katie Blackburn about in the past, is that if they're willing to be to take on more risk and really push the envelope in certain ways that could hurt them in the long run, but it maximizes their opportunity to win now, especially when you have a quarterback like Joe Burrow playing the way he has when he's been healthy the last couple of years. I think that remains the biggest question, if they're willing to go out and be more aggressive in the way they structure deals, in the way that they attack free agency, maybe attack the trade deadline. Inside the locker room, I think some guys were even surprised that some moves weren't made at the trade deadline in order to either make the team better or get draft picks to make the team better moving forward. So I think there's still many areas that this team and front office can continue to adapt and evolve in order to be more aggressive. And I think once that happens, you'll get a better sense of exactly how bad they want to go out and compete and win the Super Bowl.
What was your reaction, Ben, and what has been, if you were able to garner any idea about the reaction of the Bengals organization to the news that John Harbaugh, who has won 180 regular season games in 18 seasons with the Baltimore Ravens, Super Bowl champion, is no longer the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens and is available?
Yeah, that's an interesting, I think I would say it's surprising, but when you look at what Baltimore has done over the last couple of years, it makes sense why Baltimore decided to move on. I haven't heard anything personally about any reaction from Cincinnati. To be honest, I think they've got their hands full currently with what's going on here. You've got a very, this is as mad as I've ever seen the fan base. I've never seen, people were all week sending us questions for this press conference. It's like this was the Super Bowl. I felt like, if we didn't perform, they're going to want us up there to ask why we weren't asking the tough questions. My mentions are a bloodbath right now. And people are like, I've never seen a team not be so good or be so bad that they think we're bad at our jobs. I've never seen that before. It's incredible. And so I think the other happenings around the North are a little quieted inside Cincinnati because, quite frankly, there's just so much discontentment. But, I think the fact that Baltimore moved on from John Harbaugh, given all the success, underscores how open things feel and the need for for things to be better. The AFC continues to get more and more crowded, and when you have a quarterback like Lamar Jackson, you want to make sure you capitalize on that. And I think Cincinnati, understands the need to support their elite quarterback. And if that continues, if they don't continue to win with Burrow, you have to wonder how this will look like moving forward.
Talking to Ben Baby, ESPN NFL Nation Bengals reporter, the best in the business on that side of things. The offensive coordinator down there, Dan Pitcher, interviewed for the head coaching job up here today. What can you tell us about Dan, about what would make him an appealing coaching candidate?
Yeah, Duke Tobin actually was asked about this in that hour-long presser, and he praised how well Pitch, as we call him, has been organized. He communicates really well, really intelligent. As a former quarterback at the college level, started out with a scouting background in Indianapolis, was actually on Marvin Lewis's staff, and then was one of the ones who was kept over and been under Zach Taylor, and he's been promoted over the years. The Bengals have tried like hell to keep him inside the building. When Brian Callahan left to go to Tennessee to be the head coach, it was a no-brainer for Pitch to be the offensive coordinator. It's a guy that people have praised over the years. Different players, as they've come in and out, have really thought highly of Dan and kind of what he brings to the table. I think in dealing with him from a media standpoint, I think he does a really good job of being blunt and assessing where things can get better and what things are going well, and just having a realistic sense of what it takes for a team to improve. I think sometimes people become jaded and a little bit disillusioned on what isn't working. That's something we've never got a sense of from Pitcher and dealing with him over the years. So I think, those who deal with him on a day-to-day basis have understood that, it feels like only a matter of time before he gets those opportunities and gets the interviews like he got in Cleveland. I think the big question is going to be, if you're Cleveland or somebody else, what the fan reaction might be for a team that really has not done as well as they should have over the last few seasons.
How would you describe him as, we kind of been talking through in our process, and, that there are the coaches that are kind of the culture tornadoes. There are coaches that are, really scheme guys, and that's how they get their head coaching job. And then there are the guys that are the best coaches in the league, the Kyles, the McVays, the Andy Reeds, Sean Payton, maybe Sirianni's in that boat. I don't know. He's a Super Bowl champion, but that have it all, right? That are forces of culture and leadership, and then also have that scheme. What sense do you have of Dan as from a culture leader standpoint, and how he could run an organization?
Yeah, to be honest, I think that's a big X factor, and because so much of this is shaped in the way that Zach Taylor wants the team and the culture to look, it's hard to get a sense of what exactly Pitch the role he plays in crafting anything that's unique to him personally. But again, when you talk to guys, they all really love playing for Dan. They like kind of how involved he's been over the years. And Zach Taylor being the play caller, I think that always makes it tough for an offensive coordinator to know exactly what they do. But the way that Taylor has structured his staff over the years, the offensive coaches and assistants all have a very unique part of the offense that they're responsible for, whether it be third down, red zone, first and second down. And there are things that you can tangibly look and point to. And with Pitch being, someone with such a key role in being the overall architect of what the offense looks like, if you look at what the Bengals have done offensively that's been successful, you have to attribute a large chunk of that to Dan and kind of what he's done and what he's built, even with Zach calling plays. But in terms of culture, I think that's a really good question, and that's something that really you can only find out once you get a guy in the building, which is why some guys succeed and why some just do not seem to pan out.
You're the best, buddy. Thanks for your time, as always. Greatly appreciate you.
Hey, anything from our friends in Cleveland. Thanks.
That's right. There he goes, Ben Baby, ESPN NFL Nation Bengals reporter, joining us on the Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea Hotline. Twisted Tea, official sponsor of your Cleveland Browns. Keep it twisted, Cleveland. We're going to do a fantasy draft here, huh? Little playoff draft. We're going to get it done.
I hope it goes as well as some of our drafts.
Previous draft
past.
have gone.
Yeah.
We'll do that coming up next. You're listening to CBD on 850 ESPN Cleveland. All right, welcome back in. We did this a few years ago. CBD fantasy draft, fantasy teams. The loser was Gibbe last time.
Boy, I know. Bought a lot of sushi.
You did buy sushi. That's right. It was a delight. It was a real delight. So here are the rules. We have a PPR league.
Yep.
We're going to draft 6 different positions for the fantasy. Amongst the 14 playoff teams, your flex position may only be running back, wide receiver, tight end, no quarterbacks. Flex position must be the last position filled. Your lineups cannot have the same players, and your lineups are locked for the entire playoffs. So if you pick somebody who's bounced in round 1, tough.
What's the draft order?
G-Man did a little spinny wheel thing this morning. Vanna White, come over here and give us a thing.
Yeah,
ahead,
so I did a wheel, and it went. The first one it landed on was the 5th pick. Second was the 4th, all the way down to when there was 2 left, and then landing the spin on the last one got the first pick.
This is garbage.
Picking first is Bo.
This is garbage.
Picking second is Jordan. Picking third is myself. Picking 4th is Z. Picking 5th is Gibbe.
All right, I'm first.
Where's the snake?
Yes.
Snake draft, yes.
Snake
draft.
I would rather be you than me. I'm not going to pick again for 8 picks.
That's okay.
No, that's bad.
No, it's not bad.
That's
good.
bad.
You're good. You're good.
All right, so I'm first.
You are. Do you have the draft chimes, Kev?
I can probably
it's
pull
all
it
right
up
if you
here.
don't. It's fine.
Let me work some magic here.
That's fine. We're going to be doing this for like 15 minutes.
Oh, there's a lot that factors into this.
Yeah.
All right, with the number 1 pick in the playoff fantasy draft, I'm going to take Puka Nacua.
Woo-wee.
Okay, number 1, how did you write so high on the whiteboard the first time that now you can't write up there again?
He didn't want to stand on the
could've
chair
only
for this
seen this.
now.
All right, we're just doing, and it's just one running back, right?
One running back,
Yeah,
one
so
quarterback.
but
Well,
if
it could
you're
be
if
two.
the team
Could be
if that
two.
like if the Rams lose tomorrow,
I'm
that's
cooked.
it for that.
Well, he's cooked at wide receiver.
Jordan,
I'm cooked at
what
wide
do you got?
receiver, but I'm banking on that not being the case.
I'm going QB Matthew Stafford.
Stafford's gone.
Put all the eggs in that basket.
Doctor,
You confident?
Dr. J and I both think that the Ramets are going to have a little run here.
G-Man. PPR league.
I'm going to take Christian McCaffrey.
Suck.
All right. Dr. Z.
This really stinks.
What? Why does it stink?
I don't like how the first 3 picks were all the people that I wanted to take.
top three.
Why can't that stink, Gibbe?
I don't know.
Mind your business.
How about you not stink?
Yeah, there's a lot of factors that you have to think about here. All right, your turn, Dr.
I
Z.
know. All right, I'm going to take Bills play the Jags, right?
They sure
That's
do.
right.
Oh, God. And the wild card pick has to be the last pick. Like, I can take 2 receivers right here?
Correct.
Okay, I don't like that.
That's a
dumb
real
rule.
that hamstrings you a little
That's
bit.
a dumb rule.
We like that little rule.
That's a
I
dumb
love
rule.
that. I love that little wrinkle.
That rule stinks. All right.
You stink.
I'm going to take Josh Allen.
Whew. Guess I know where you're going with the scores.
I don't believe, but I'm just like, I have to make a decision here to go all in.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the only way
Yeah.
you're going to win it.
Yep.
You got to.
Gibbe for
He's the best
back-to-back
fantasy
picks.
player.
He definitely is. Definitely is.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'll go James Cook. And on to the second round. I'll go Jackson Smith and Jigba.
JSN. All right, back to you, Dr. Z.
going to take who's the 5 seed?
Where? Which seed?
Either side.
Ramets.
Texans.
Ramets and Texans.
And the Texans.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Nico Collins.
All right. Is this me or is this G-Man?
G-Man.
All right.
We're almost to you, little guy.
Give me a minute. It's a long wait.
It is a
And
long
I'm going to be waiting forever now. You're going to have 3 like legit dudes.
Well, maybe. We'll see. G-Man's over there writing things down.
He's our Vanna White.
He's multitasking. He's got this whiteboard. You can't see this. If you're watching on the YouTube, you can kind of see it. Like he's got this giant whiteboard. Is there anything on that whiteboard that we don't want people to pay that close of attention to, Gibby? I mean, I'm just
I don't
just be careful. Like sometimes we'll write things on there that not everyone needs to know everything about. G-Man.
Hold on. I'm reading the whiteboard now. What's a trading card segment idea? I'm into that.
We were opening packs yesterday.
Oh, that's fun.
Let's do that.
Let's do that. Do you have a pick, G-Man?
Yeah, young Gabriel.
I'm going to take Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams, young G-Man. So is it me back to back?
No, it's Jordan.
God dang it.
Angry Bo is making me laugh today.
So long, man. In between
My next pick is Khalil Shakur.
All right. So I got 2 now, right?
You do.
And who do you have so far? You have just
Puka
Puka.
Nacua. I got Drake May. And Drake May. And give me I'll go Kyron Williams.
It's a solid squad.
Well, it's a bet on my presumptive Super Bowl.
J-Man.
I'm
Give
going
me
for quantity.
Josh Jacobs.
The chimes that won't ever end.
I mean, I can stop.
No, they're
Kevin,
so
this
great.
is good. If you have
Keep
I don't know if you have
yeah.
the NFL music. I can't hear it.
It is. Yeah, he's got it going. It's
Thank
all
you.
humming.
For
Feels
whatever
like we're
reason,
right
we
there.
can't hear it through the board.
We got Tom Jackson on the call with Boomer.
Doing my
and,
best, guys.
What?
He's on it.
What do you got?
The
I'm gonna
original
take Jalen
cast-
Hurts.
Okay.
Zagura.
Back to Dr. Z.
I'm going to take Saquon Barkley. This is riveting.
Yep, exactly. I'm going. I had to figure it out. I'm going Colby Parkinson.
Okay.
And then you got back-to-back, Skibby, right?
Yep, exactly. And I will go with. I will go with Bo Nix.
Bo Nix. All right. Back to Dr. Z.
Give me the big fella. Harrison Mevis, the thicker kicker. Young Gabriel. I mean, Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, Nico Collins, if those teams do decently, feels really good. Not a single Jaguar has been taken yet. Interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
Gibbe, you could have waited on quarterback, by the way, because everybody had already had a quarterback. You could have gotten Bo Nix at the end.
Yep.
Yeah, I waited. I did better than this one. Than I had.
But I'm just saying, you still didn't need. That could have been the next time around. You had one. You could have had the thicker kicker. Do you ever? Who's giving him?
Give me Cam Little.
Cam Little, the Jags kicker, 70-yarder. Are there 7 points for a 70?
Dr. J.
Come on down, one George Kittle.
Like that.
Kittle.
You better hope he's healthy. Need a Pedro report on that.
All right, me.
Mm-hmm.
You for 2.
Jason Myers.
Okay.
You need a tight end, I think.
Where do I want to go there? All right, give me 2 seconds on this.
Oh, man.
This is the final round. No, this is
no. He's going to get his flex at the very end.
I got the flex at the. But I'll get the worst flex, so that'll be that's the trade-off for it.
Good.
I'm going to go Higbee.
2 Rams tight ends off the board early.
That's right.
Ram it.
Watch the Rams get bounced in the first round.
Well, then I'm done. Then I'm cooked. Big bet on that.
I was going to say, I'll be buying sushi with you this time.
Yeah.
Again. Jordan.
Give me Matt Prater.
Ooh, rolling the dice.
Gabriel needs a tight end.
That's fine. Make your Google.
In the fantasy league that I play in, we don't have tight ends. So
Really?
It's just wide receivers or tight ends.
Really?
Yeah. So outside of Trey McBride, if you were to say like who had great year in tight end, I'd have no idea.
Interesting.
Woo Pig Suey. Hunter Henry.
That's nuts. Have you ever been at a place where Arkansas is when they do that? When their fans do that?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like they'll be in a restaurant and they just start doing it. They start calling it.
Stupid.
It's crazy.
Is it me?
It is you.
And what do I have to pick?
Tight end.
I mean, I feel like you just go all in to win this thing. Oh, man. Green Bay play Chicago in Chicago.
They do.
Give me Colston Loveland.
I'm going to go Fairbairn. My kicker.
Yep. Who's your flex?
Tremendous question. Woo. Well, I've got Bo Nix. I'm going to go Cortland Sutton.
All right.
Nice. I thought about taking this guy much earlier. I'm going to take R.J. Harvey.
I like it. The G-Man is up.
Yep, he's
Young
doing
Gabriel.
multiple things, so I'm giving him a little extra time.
I'm really diverse. I don't have like a one team.
I'm all Rams.
I can only have 2 guys in the Super Bowl. Yeah, who do you have? Puka?
Almost all Rams.
Kyron?
Kyron and Higbee.
Yeah, that's a lot.
A lot of Ramets.
I'm going to take Zach Charbonnet.
So there has not been a single Jag taken other than Cam Little.
And I think they're going to win. I mean, I know we're going to do the scores in a second.
If they do that, knocks Josh Allen right out of here.
receiver, running back, or tight end, buddy?
Give me Romeo Dobbs.
Final pick?
There's a lot of good options here. I'm going to go Travion. It was between Travion and Etienne.
I'm shocked that Woody Marks did not get drafted, or that Dalton Schultz didn't get drafted.
Yeah, I mean, I just
or that C.J. Stroud didn't get drafted.
Well, I could see Pittsburgh beating them. I don't
Houston?
think they will, but I could see it.
They're not
And
gonna
they don't
score a point.
What you're looking for? Oh, I bet they'll score a point. But I also wonder, like what I was thinking about is like I'm looking for volume. So if I had both the Rams and the Patriots, like that's my Super Bowl as we go into this thing. We didn't really do that this week, did we? Did we do that? Like our Super Bowl and all that? The bracket?
I think we've done
talked
them.
about it a little
Yeah.
bit, but I don't know if we have. So I'm just thinking 4 games. I'm just trying to go volume. Volume shooters. So that's why I stayed away. I think Jacksonville will win, but like on the chance they don't, then you're
It's
cooked.
the same thing with the Bears and Packers.
Right, Bears-Packers game, I stayed away from all of that because it makes me nervous. I could see either one of those teams winning. Like pretty good conviction that the Patriots and Rams will at least win this week somehow, some way, and then whatever happens beyond that, at least you have one game that's in. That's tricky though when you're trying to, because it's really the volume.
Yep.
You need to make. That's
you
why
want a
like
couple
you stay.
games.
Yeah, like the Broncos and Seahawks, we stayed largely away from because you're already out of game. Now, if they win,
if they get to they go a game
if they
further.
go to the Super Bowl, then you're
Yeah,
good. But
yeah.
they're already down one game out of Jump Street, you know.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of the scores, we will do it coming up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. OBM preferred provider of copiers, document services for your Cleveland Browns. They'll tackle any size office at 216-485-2000 or visit ohiobusinessmachines.com. Time for the little segment we like to call Please Do Pay Attention to the Scores.
How'd you all do last week? In a week that we told you in advance.
Tough week for the boys. Tough week for the boys. We had a
But it wasn't embarrassing.
No, we had a 7-9 for me. We had a 6-10 for Bo. That puts us for the full season at a combined 64 games over 500. So certainly not bad. Nothing to shake your nose at.
Very solid, very solid. I definitely had probably the worst finish of my time doing this. Like the worst last month that I've had. I just couldn't see it. It was weird. Last month was really a struggle by the normal standards.
Well, the new season starts tomorrow.
And the normal standards are outrageous. But to your point, you were as many games over 500 as you were at the end of the season in week 12.
Yeah.
Week 11, actually. You were 20 after week 11.
Yeah.
That's where it ended.
Just couldn't get higher. Just struggled. Yeah. Real struggle. Good job out of you. Great job.
I managed it. Avoided some disaster, but we were able to manage it and get it done. Well, we got some real games now. These lines I find to be bizarre.
I'm going to tell you this before we get into this. I could talk myself into either side of these on almost every one,
which is
really wild.
Why it's good.
Yeah.
Well, before we get to the NFL, we have one more college football national semifinal. Tonight, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, number 5 Oregon, number 1 Indiana. The score has gone to 3.
Barring, are we putting this in the scores?
No, but we picked yesterday, so.
Barring Irv doing something that alters the course of the national championship game. This is the national championship, says College Football Nate.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana wins it handily. Indiana will go on to win the national championship. Indiana 31-27.
Yeah, Oregon has one running back. They were taking defensive players. They have a couple in the portal, injuries. They were taking defensive players and playing them at running back.
Nice.
That's never a recipe. Somehow Indiana is relatively healthy. So, yeah, I think it could be close I think it'd be very similar like the game in Eugene that Indiana won, 31-21, something like that. But yeah, I think Hoosiers. It's crazy. Losingest program in the history of college football.
And they're gonna
win the national title.
They're gonna play the U hopefully for the national championship.
It's crazy.
Away we go in the National Football League Wildcard Weekend 2026. Saturday, 4:30. The number 5 seed, ram it at number 4, Carolina. Nathan Zagura, lead us off.
It's
a rematch.
It's a rematch of a game Carolina won.
Kind of sparked
double
Carolina's run.
Digits. It makes absolutely no sense. I feel like they are begging you to take the side of the Carolina Panthers here. And it's hard for me not to follow it. Now, I think what you have in situations like this is the back door's not as much of a thing because you get kind of, you're like, all right, it's over. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Ram. I think that it is insane. I think this line is insane.
It's crazy.
And I hope to be proven correct. Ramets 34, Panthers 20.
Yeah, so I see it the same way. It's just way too big, and I'm with you. They're just begging for it. So I like the Ramets as well, 31-17.
If this line was 7, I might have taken Carolina. I know that should make no sense objectively.
It does, though, if you follow this stuff. It would make more sense if it were 6.5, 7.5.
Yeah.
To Saturday night and arguably the best game of Wildcard Weekend. Rematch, part 3. Number 7, Green Bay on the road in that awful stadium known as Soldier Field. Chicago, Green Bay, snow in the forecast, 8 o'clock, Amazon Prime, Bo Bishop.
Green Bay's been leaking gas for a little while now, and I think what this is about is just the history with the Packers, and I think that's why they're favored in this game, and I don't think it's a reflection of where these two teams are right now. I like Green Bay better normally, and it's a lot to put anything with Caleb, but I think the Bears are going to do it. I'm going to go Chicago.
I want to see it, and that's why I'm the same. Now, if the Packers win by 1, we still get the joy of it.
Yep.
But I think it's going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be an awesome game. I cannot wait to watch this game. I'll tell you, I'm actually outside the Monday night game. I could not care less about. I think it's going to be gross.
No, I don't
I'm not
care about
interested
either.
at all. And I think they made a big mistake. I think Niners-Eagles, which is in that kind of like nebulous zone to me at 4:30, that should have been a primetime game. I would have put if I was redoing this slate, I would have put the Houston Steelers game either at 1 or 4:30 on Sunday, move the Bills to whichever one is the opposite. I'd have put the Niners-Eagles on Monday night.
Next to the Sunday slate and the
You don't
numbers.
like that?
What's that?
Like, so to me, I guess the game that I am the day that's like Monday night feels like. I guess I was going to rate them in important. Like if I was a television executive, the biggest ones that I would want are Saturday night, Sunday at 4:30. Those are usually the biggest audiences.
Oh, so you think that they're saying that's a bigger?
That's the biggest audience. I think those
over
are the three
Monday.
Monday, yeah, bigger than Monday.
Okay, all right. So then it's in a proper.
Yeah, I think
I just
if
want it as a standalone. I don't like what they put on Monday.
I think the least valuable is Saturday 4:30, then Sunday at 1, then Monday, and then you could argue 4:30 versus the 2 8 o'clock. Probably honestly 4:30 Sunday and 8 o'clock Sunday are probably 1 and 2.
I'd have been fine flipping the 8 o'clock and 1 o'clock games on Sunday.
I think the 1 o'clock game's really good. I just don't think there are any Jaguar fans outside of Jacksonville.
Then there's that problem.
So
you
they're
have
just not
that
going to
media
rate.
market you're dealing with.
Yeah.
And there are none.
But there's no Chargers fans either. They're just banking on New England, I guess.
The number 6 seed Buffalo Bills on the road taking on the 3rd seeded Jacksonville Jaguars. Nathan Zagura to kick off Sunday.
Well, I mean, everybody thinks Josh Allen's the best player in this tournament, and then that is why he is going to win in this one. I think the Jags are the better team. They're the hottest team. Their point differential in the last 8 games is 100. They're 150 something points better than their opponents. They're averaging 33. What they've done over the last 8 games, we haven't seen since the greatest show on turf. I think they're the better team. I do think they're at home, but I do think there's a little pressure on them. So
2 minutes.
Long way of saying Jags 33, Bills 34.
Whew. I like what you did there. I really like what you did there.
Pay attention.
Very much pay attention to the scores on that. I think Jacksonville's going to win the game. I think they're really good. I think they believe, and I think they're humming. And I wouldn't be surprised if they make a long run in this thing. I'll take Jacksonville to win this one outright. I think it'll be really good. Allen will be a warrior in this one. Jacksonville 38, Buffalo 37.
On to the 4:30 game because we're running out of time. Number 6, San Francisco. Number 3, Philly. The number is 6 now. Zagura, Pedro.
Make that note.
Good note.
Nerd. Niners outright.
Oh.
I think they're going to win, too. I think they'll find a way to get it done. I trust in Kyle and what they'll figure out offensively. Obviously, they don't get a pass rush. The number keeps going up, which is kind of interesting, but I like the Niners, too.
1 minute.
1 minute to go, and then we go to 8 o'clock Sunday because we'll do Monday night on Monday. Number 7, L.A., Los Angeles, the Chargers in Foxborough to take on the 2-seeded New England Patriots. Bo.
I think this is beat down. I think it's a beat down.
Injuries caught up.
Yeah, I think it's like 35-10.
Same. Patriots.
Don't have to wait up all
Patriots,
day.
Patriots. Yep, absolutely. All right, we are back Monday to break it all down, get you set for the Monday night playoff game as well. Enjoy your playoff football, kids, and your coaching searches. Thanks for listening, everybody. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.